So when you're starting to teach the Greek alphabet and definite article, I would start off with selling it as code breaking. And the different alphabet is very exciting and different, and that decoding element is funny. Can you crack the Greek code? And transliteration is great fun and really gives the children a sense of secret knowledge and power. I've used it in my other talk as well, but this poster of Phoebe's on her bedroom wall is the perfect example, and that's after just one lesson of Greek. She's really excited by this secret knowledge that her parents and her younger sister don't have. Now, initially, the decoding and code-breaking approach builds confidence really quite quickly in the difficult alphabet, and it encourages a familiarity with the difference whilst keeping it exotic. And this code-breaking part makes the learning instantly rewarding, and it looks a lot more impressive than it really is. Morphology. After the children are a bit more familiar with the alphabet, then you can start to look at some simple Greek words with some English morphology exercises. And these morphology exercises make Greek seem like it has always been around the children, hiding in plain sight. Today, you've got a Her Musica lesson, a Her Gymnasia, and To Mathema in periods 3, 4, and 5. And the children are suddenly thinking, really? At that? And they have no idea that these words have come from Greek. With that, one of the challenges that I have found, particularly with the younger children who have been taught to read purely through synthetic phonics, is that some of my pupils have transliterated astron and nautes into English letters, but then spelt astronaut, A-S-T-R-O-N-O-R-T. And that's because they've had phonics from age 4 onwards. So when you're doing some transliteration with them, make sure they're paying really close attention to the English letters. So after the morphology has given them confidence, they're very content with the Greek alphabet. And most of my class now write their names on their work, on their record, when they record their learning, actually in Greek letters in their Greek lessons. Then once they have that confidence in the morphology, in those turning those English words into Greek words and turning the Greek words into English, then you can look at moving into the topics, integrated vocabularies and contextualized glossaries. The definite article. I've always taught the definite article when I've been teaching Greek. In Key Stage 2, they are aware of gender from their modern form of language learning, so therefore it's very easy to introduce. Now here you can see this image of this labelled hoplite, and maybe the ho, he, to might look a bit odd and jarring to us, but if they're in the context of a label, if it's part of that word, if it's in the glossary for the translation, then the children just willingly accept that the definite article is part of the word, is something they need to learn. Now, obviously, some of the children might ask you, well, why is hoplites masculine, but their shields are feminine? So I tell them, I don't know. People have been wondering that for many years. We just have to learn it. So once the pupils have a sense of how to use the definite article and understanding some words from glossaries, then you can move on to the fill the gap exercises to test the vocabulary knowledge and their decoding skill. So here you can see here, this is a passage explaining in English about the gods and what's happened at the beginning of the Trojan War, and Fern has filled it in using Greek letters and using the characters from the Iliad, some of the gods' names to explain. She's showing her comprehension skills, but she's actually showing that she understands the Greek letters too. She's been able to do that because she is confident in the story and the history behind the passage, because her learning has context and meaning. Now, trying to translate passages cold, I've really found just puts off the fledgling learner. It really dents their confidence, and they really do struggle with it. They don't relish the challenge. So these challenges, they need to learn, they need to progress, but they do need to be chunked and accessible when they're starting out. This kind of comprehension and fill the gap exercise gets the pupils writing whole, real Greek words, and it makes them feel very proud of themselves. They're full of confidence, and then they're eager for a further challenge, grammar. Now, the current national curriculum has a very strong grammar focus with the statutory use of the correct grammatical terms. Now, that makes teaching Greek, using the terms you need to use when you're teaching an ancient language, much more accessible for Key Stage 2 children. So my current Year 5 and below children have got much stronger grammar skills than the older children that I've taught. And that really does help them when you're teaching the Greek, and you must be confident in using the correct terms and not feeling like you need to babyfy any of the language.